What is going on, guys? It's Dramon back at it again with another season of NBA Kicks, the show where we count down the top 10 best sneakers worn in the NBA every single week of the season. We got a whole new crop of sneakers to talk to you guys about. We got a ton. I'm talking a ton of signature sneaker debuts, some ultra rare kicks. We got some real big surprises in here. We got the whole 9 yards basically, and some. And I know you guys can't wait to get to the list, but before we get there, we got some housekeeping to do. New episodes of NBA Kicks will air every single Wednesday now. So if you're not already, make sure you're locked in and subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so you never miss an episode. And also, if you could like this video so we could start the season off strong, I would really appreciate that, guys. Your guys' support has always been top notch, top tier, just like this list, which starts right now. Starting off the year at number 10, we have Julius Randle with the Skechers SKX Float. It finally happened, guys. Skechers has officially entered the on-court realm, and I have to give credit where credit is due because honestly, I've seen other brands enter this space in way worse fashion. So far, Skechers has already signed both Julius Randle and Terrence Mann, two guys who play for big market teams, the two biggest markets, in fact. So there will be a lot of eyes on the new basketball lineup from Skechers, which includes two models, the SKX Resa Grip, I think I'm saying that right, as well as the SKX Float, which Julius Randle is seen rocking here. Now, as for how fashionable these new Skechers on-court models are, I'm gonna leave that up to you guys to decide. I'm just putting these on the list because I love seeing new models from new brands on NBA floors, and I really couldn't tell a story about opening week from a sneakers point of view without mentioning these. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that these are incredible, these are fire, or one of the best looking sneakers ever. I'm just saying that they kind of are important to the NBA kick space. Also, watch out, Skechers has a ton of money, so they could really sign a big name, which would really put them on the map. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Next up at number 9, we have Kyrie Irving with the Anta Shockwave 5 Pro. Now, you guys probably know this already, but Kyrie Irving has officially left Nike and has signed with Anta. And while they have already unveiled his signature logo with the brand, his first signature silhouette is still pending. So while Anta cooks those up, for now, Kyrie is rocking the Shockwave 5 Pro. Now, from what I can tell, these are indeed the Pro version of the Shockwave 5s, which seem to use a slimmer build than the non-Pro version, but overall look pretty similar. And I think that these are a really good fit for Kyrie because not only do they look like a guard-friendly shoe, but honestly, they look like a Kyrie signature sneaker already with a very similar look to his Nike silhouettes, just obviously without the swoosh. Coming in at number 8, we have the Adidas Trae Young 3. Now, I don't want to spoil anything here, but I think Adidas is making a mini comeback this year because their current lineup looks absolutely incredible. And it all starts with Trae Young's third signature model. The Trae Young 3 utilizes a composite foam midsole with a 3D design, which gives the silhouette a unique look, while the outsole is very reminiscent of those old feet you wear models, which Adidas released in the late 90s. In the future, I think Adidas can make some really great colorways that help that 3D midsole pop even more, but for now, we'll just have to settle for these blue joints, which still look dope, but imagine if that 3D midsole was a gradient orange or red. Sheesh, that would be nice. But look, overall, I really enjoy the visual design of these, and it's just one part of a very strong lineup that Adidas is putting out this season, which we will hear from more later. But for now, the Trae Young 3 lands at number 8. Next up at number 7, we have LaMelo Ball with the Puma MB03. Another year, another LaMelo Ball signature silhouette from Puma. And while his signature line has not seen a ton of evolution throughout the years, it looks like Puma is sticking with what works, which works. At this point, if you don't already like how the MB01 or MB02s looked visually, you're not gonna like the MB03s because they're pretty much using the same template with just some small variations in visual design. And by variations, I mean Puma is leaning more into the Melo's youthful design. Look, I say this with the utmost respect. The MB03s look like a shoe that was designed exclusively for kids and would be found exclusively at a kid's Foot Locker, which makes sense because younger fans gravitate to LaMelo and is already one of their favorite players. So while these may be too much sugar for me, it might just be the right amount of sugar for someone else, and that I can respect enough to put it at the number 7 slot of opening week. Next up at number 6, we got Scoot Henderson with the Puma Scoot Zero. So I gotta admit that I am shocked that Puma has already given Scoot Henderson a signature sneaker line, because not only is it extremely rare for a rookie to have a signature sneaker in his first year, but it might be even more rare when that rookie wasn't even the first overall pick. But hey, more sneakers for me, so I'm all right with this. The Scoot Zero uses a very trendy makeup with a special design for the Puma logo, as well as a sculpted midsole and multiple layers on the upper, which all come together to make a more than solid first impression. But the standout feature here to me has got to be that logo. Come on guys, you and I both know that this S logo looks very similar to a legendary symbol that was a massive part of my youth and most likely yours as well. So for this feature alone and this nostalgia it gives me, the Scoot Zero is good in my book. And by book, I mean the back of my composition book where I drew this stupid S logo 1,000 times over the years. Coming in halfway at number 5, we have LeBron James with the LeBron 21. Now, I don't know if this is gonna be a hot take or not. It feels like a hot take, but I think that the LeBron 21 is one of the best LeBron silhouettes that Nike has ever put out. Like ever. For whatever reason, the LeBron line has not caught on in the same way as, say, the Jordan or Kobe line has in the past. And while nostalgia definitely plays a part in that, you can't deny that in the present, there just aren't that many LeBron sneakers out in the wild compared to some other signature lines. With all that being said, I am a massive fan of how LeBron's 21st signature silhouette came out. It's sleek, refined, simple, and just flat out clean. Everything about the LeBron 21 is an A+ in my opinion, including the colorways like this Dragon Pearl one that LeBron rocked on opening night. I'm putting these up there with the LeBron 8s, the Zoom Generations, and whatever other favorite LeBron sneaker you have. I think the LeBron 21 is absolutely fantastic, and I personally will be picking up a pair for myself because not only do I like how they look visually, but they look like performance beasts as well. So hell yeah, Nike, y'all went crazy with these ones. Next up at number 4, we have PJ Tucker with the Air Jordan 11. Here, our Royal Highness is back with yet another extremely rare pair of sneakers that I reckon is the rarest pair that His Royal Highness has ever worn. But seriously, these are super rare. Now, obviously, these are a pair of Air Jordan 11s in a red and navy blue color scheme, which, by the way, looks absolutely fantastic. I think this is one of the best non-OG colorways of the Jordan 11s that I have ever seen. I love the materials, I love the different shades of red, but apparently these are a player exclusive colorway for a non-basketball player. That player would be David Price, a former pitcher in the MLB. And we know this because if we take a look at the back of PJ's shoes, you can see the number 24 on them, which was David Price's jersey number. However, Jordan Brand did hook up current MLB star Mookie Betts with the same exact colorway, but on his pair, you can clearly see a number 50, not number 24 on the back. So yeah, PJ either stole these off David Price or bought these off David Price, because these were never released to the public, and I don't even think there was a friends and family release as well. I really think these are David Price's shoes that somehow found their way on PJ Tucker's feet and on an NBA floor. So if that ain't exclusive, I don't know what is. To me, this is just more proof that PJ Tucker will forever be the sneaker god. Next up at number 3, we have Devin Booker with the Nike Book 1. Now, I recently did a mini first impression / review of the Book 1. So if you haven't checked out that video already, go ahead and definitely check it out. For now, let's just celebrate the fact that Devin Booker has reached the top of the mountain, in my opinion, in the sneaker world. And that is debuting your brand new first signature sneaker on an NBA floor. So Book actually did debut a new colorway that we've never seen before during an all-access practice before the season, and that colorway uses a cool gray color scheme that I think makes the Book 1 look like a completely different sneaker. But during the season opener, Book just went back to the all-orange pair that we saw leak before the start of the season. Now don't get me wrong, it's not that this colorway is bad per se, it's just that I don't feel it shows off all of what the Book 1 has to offer. But still, I think the Book 1 is actually growing on me visually and performance-wise. Well, I already explained why these might be the new Kobe's in my full review, but nonetheless, congrats on Book for getting his own signature sneaker and starting this new chapter in his book. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting older, so sometimes the dad jokes, they just come out. You know what I'm saying? Coming in as our runner-up, we have Donovan Mitchell with the Don issue number 5. Now, I know I probably should have put Devin Booker and the Book 1 at the number 2 spot because he did debut his first ever signature sneaker, but I, in good faith, could not do that because personally, I like how the Don issue number 5 looks visually more than the Book 1. Now, I do realize that that could just be a hot take, but it could just be this colorway, which again is why I think it's so important to put out your best colorway first, because you only get one chance to make a first impression. And my first impression of the Don issue number 5 was, wow. This silhouette reminds me of the good old days when Adidas was making really futuristic looking models with Kobe Bryant and Tracy McGrady. These definitely have that throwback yet futuristic feel. And for me, those are the kind of sneakers that I grew up wishing I had. So these do play a nostalgia chord for me. But overall, I think this is a very good entry in Donovan Mitchell's signature line and is yet another example of how Adidas is coming in hot this season. Oh, and guess what, guys? Adidas, they ain't done yet. Finally, at number 1, we have Anthony Edwards with the Adidas AE1. Didn't I tell you guys that Adidas is on one this season? Here we have Anthony Edwards debuting his brand new signature model with Adidas, the AE1. And let's just get our first impressions out of the way. This is an excellent debut signature sneaker. Unlike some other signature sneakers on the market today, these truly do not look like anything else out there. And that is a huge step in the right direction for Adidas. And I also love that they went with classic branding on these, with a classic Adidas logo on the heel, which looks to be carbon fiber, by the way. But again, this brings me back to those days when Adidas was doing futuristic models, and these definitely look futuristic, like the other silhouettes from Adidas that we talked about earlier on this list. I also think that Adidas is doing a fantastic job with the marketing, building hype for the first Anthony Edwards signature sneaker. I mean, some of the marketing material that we've seen already has just been absolutely fantastic, and it really showcases Anthony Edwards' overall charisma. So that gets me hyped, not just for his shoe, but for any product that we're going to get from this partnership moving forward. I truly do hope that the AE1 feels just as good as it looks, because if it does, these are going to be an absolute banger. And I'm really proud of Adidas, because it looks like they are going full stop, not just with Anthony Edwards, but it looks like they're upping their game across the board, because I don't remember the last time we had back-to-back Adidas models at the #1 and #2 spot. So again, Adidas is truly going all out this year, and that, my friends, is enough to get the #1 spot as the best sneaker worn in the NBA during week 1 of the 2023-24 season. How about that for an episode, guys? We had just 10 bangers back to back to back to back. I mean, it was an incredible opening week. I already can't wait for week 2. I know you guys can as well. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more sneaker related content just like this. My name's Jaren. It's been great having you. Catch you guys in next week's episode. Peace.